Alright, I'm back. So in this video I'm recording a little bit different later in the day so I don't look so tired, and so it comes out a little bit better, and I'm gonna get it in on time this time around. Also, I'm going to have a song in the background that's really quiet, and then once that's done, I'm done talking, so it kind of limits my time. So what I want to touch on at this point is kind of the value of people and the value as it grows. So everybody has, a set of capabilities. They have talents, they have personality, they have God-given gifts, and they don't always know what those are, take some time to get around that, figure out what their real interest is, what these pressures are externally and what people expect of you, and really kind of finding your own, and so it takes a little bit of time for that, but sometimes people on the outside can actually see what that is before the person within them, before an individual person can. And so everybody's always looking for, to hire the best and the brightest and all that, and that's good, and they're hard to find. It takes a lot of resources actually to find them and to entice them and to pay them what they want and things like that. But they didn't just get to that point. They weren't born that way. They had to get to that point. And so to get to that point, they had to experience things, they had to go in particular directions, they had to try things, they had to fail, they had to do all this stuff. So that's like, you're looking for those commanders, you're looking for those generals, and you want them on your team. Here's the thing, they're very, very, very rare. Okay, they don't come around very often, and if they do come around, they probably already got a gig. It's like, a relationship. If they're that good, they're probably taken, right? Generally speaking. But, similar for when you're hiring high-end talent. So, another approach is to understand that everybody has value. Everyone does. And what you want to do is you want to be able to extract that, prepare that, and instill that in them. So what you can do is you can identify people with certain traits. Like I talked about before, they got heart, they got drive, they got this passion. Those things you can't. I don't know how to create those in someone, but once someone figures things out, gets around those, and they have that, you got the ingredients for someone who's just going to perform. So what you figure out then is what they love, what they want to do, what they're good at, what their gifts are, and all these things. And over time, you kind of put them in the right direction. You kind of train them. You expose them ideas. You understand how they think. And you might not have someone who's working with you right away, but a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, even 5 years from now, I've had guys come back and be like, look, I understand now, or not even I understand now, but you see that they found their place, and they love it, and they want to do something cool. And I would say think of people like that. Everyone's growing. There's no one that's like topped out. If they think they're topped out, then they're an idiot, and they really don't understand anything. But there's always learning. There's always this process, and so it's not a set point in time. You're looking for traits, and then you want to interact, and you want to engage, and you want to continue to add value that grows over time with your employees, with your teams, with your organization, and all of these things. And so, it's kind of also, you can think of it as, when you have an army, you don't just have all these commanders and generals and leaders all over the place. You identify them from your soldiers, and then you train them to become commanders and leaders and generals and things like that. And so it's the same way in business. So whenever or even with relationships or people, you want to build each other and organizations and things up, and to do that you have to grow, you have to be disciplined, but you also need direction and mission and people to help you get there. And with that you grow a big team, but you have to understand that that's a process too. People are a process, organizations are a process, and growing is a process. So with that, I'm done. The song's over. So I'll see you next week.